Fred here, and welcome to the Gear Obsession channel, and you are watching part 2 of my Raspberry Pi 3 Model B from GearBest. What we're going to do is load the SD card and then put it into the Raspberry Pi and basically give it an OS. I think we're going to load two things. I'm going to load some sort of media center, and I'm going to load Raspbian, which is probably the most popular Linux distro that people use in their Raspberry Pi if they're new. And we're going to be using Noobs. Now, in that 6-in-1 kit, Noobs with the Raspberry Pi and Raspbian came on the disk. But it is not the most current, so I don't even want to load this and then I have to worry about upgrading, updating, and all that stuff. I want to get the latest one. So that's my approach. That's what we're going to do here in this video today, starting from scratch with an SD card. So we want to make sure that we have a micro SD card and some sort of way to make your computer read it, because you're going to want to load it up. And you want to make sure probably 16 gigs is a good place to start, and you want to make sure it is a class 10 or better. Has to be fast. Now, you have to format it, and you need to format it properly. You don't want Windows to do it. So you want to go to a site such as sdcard.org. That's Sierra Delta Charlie Alpha Romeo Delta dot Oscar Romeo Golf and download the program. They have a Windows or a Mac version, and I already went ahead and downloaded that. And we're going to be using that here in a moment. The other thing you want to do is go to the Raspbian or go to the raspberrypi.org website and click on downloads, and you can see where it says Noobs, because we're noobs here, at least I am. And you click on that. Click on that. There we go. And right now, the version that is available is 2.2.0, and you get the light version. But if you download this version, you're downloading both the Noobs, which is the installation process made easy, and the actual Raspbian OS. So I would recommend to go ahead and just download this whole thing. You could do it via BitTorrent, or you can just download it as a zip, but I already downloaded this too. So now I'll show you what to do next. So I'm going to take my card and put it into my SD card adapter, and put it into my card reader, and we'll go ahead and load that in there. And if you have any files on that SD card, they're going to be wiped out because we're formatting it. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab that program. I already installed it. It's called SD Formatter, just like we said. And you want to make sure you select the right drive, whatever the SD card is. In my case, it's the F drive. And I'm just going to click on Format. Here, I'll give you a close look at that real quick. Just format it. Now, if it was a card that you already had a Raspbian OS or whatever on it, it might give you an error or something. Format it again, and then it'll actually format it, because if you have a previous version, it might have partitioned it up or something, and it doesn't handle it the first time, at least this particular software. So you just hit format again, and it'll get it on the second round. So now, if I were to open up my file manager, and I go to my F drive, see there's nothing on it, it's all nicely formatted. Alright, so then the next thing you want to do is you downloaded that big giant zip file, right? Alright, there's a close-up of the zip file. And if I double click it, what you're going to see is this. Right there. So what you want to do is copy all these files to the SD card. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my F drive. Come over here, open up my F drive, and then I'm going to go over here and select all the files that are in that zip folder and copy them onto the SD card, which in my case is the F drive. It may be different on your computer. So it's going to take a little while. all depends. I think I only have USB 2 on my reader here, so it's going to take a moment. I'm not going to make you sit through it. Everything is on the drive now, so now you want to eject that SD card properly. It's always good to eject it instead of just yanking it out and causing a corruption. Alright, and now I got my card, and I'm going to go ahead and grab it out of the adapter, and now we'll go ahead and install it into the box. Now what you want to do is, here's the top, here's the bottom. You want to have, helps if I get in focus, the contacts up when you shove it in the bottom like this. And it's just simply push in. It's not one of those press and then press again. It's push pull. So it just goes in there. It doesn't click or anything like that. So I have a USB dongle that will work with my keyboard / trackpad by Logitech. You could put whatever you want for your keyboard and mouse or whatever. They even got these little Bluetooth guys, which are pretty good, especially if you're doing the media center thing. Got these little Bluetooth things that are pretty cool. Some of them use a dongle too. Alright, go ahead and plug in the HDMI. Just like that. Now you could use your Wi-Fi, because it has built-in Wi-Fi, or quicker in a lot of cases, at least today, if you just hook up a network cable, and then we'll go ahead and plug in our power. Now there is no power button on this guy, so as soon as you plug this thing in, it's a go. Alright. Alright, so go ahead and get on the big screen here, and there we go. So what you're seeing, well, the first thing you want to make sure that you do is select your language and country down here before you do anything. So I'm going to go ahead in my case and select English US, and you got US keyboard down here. You put in whatever you want depending on where you are. Now here's the Raspbian, which is your newbie new person's simple and probably recommended best Linux environment right there. A lot of people like this Libre Elect, which is a Kodi. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. So this is the entertainment center, and it's been recommended by a nice person who left a comment in part 1, and I do appreciate that. So I did try this OSMC, kind of confusing to me, so I think this time, since you're with me, we'll do the most popular entertainment center / media center selection here. So yes, you can select 2 different operating systems. It's pretty cool that you could do that, and then you have a multi-boot Raspberry Pi, so you can see that I have both checked there. And we'll just go ahead and click on the install right here and install. And yes, it's going to wipe out everything on your SD card. Alright, so there we go. It's going to take a while. Not going to drag you through it. It's going to be downloading 3,745 megs. Be right back. Okay, we're all done. It did take a while, and depending on how many operating systems you select, your time will vary. So we'll go ahead and click OK. And at this point, you're going to choose which OS you want to boot up in. Now, this is what will also happen after you turn your Raspberry Pi off and then you turn it back on. It's going to always come up to this boot menu unless you've only selected one operating system. So the first one we're going to mess with is the Raspbian, which is a Debian type of distro. Again, simple to use for people like me who are new to the wonderful world of Raspberry Pis. So go ahead and select it. Go ahead and select it. I had a double click. There we go. Hey, you can see me. Hi. Good thing I have my pants on. Okay, you can see a lot of things going on there. There's a welcome to Pixel. Now, this is probably about the fourth time I'm installing this, and there's a couple of problems with the current distro. Well, there's one major problem with the distro, and I'm going to tell you how to fix it. And I'm sure future distros won't have this problem. But it has to do with Chrome, because the browser that's built into the current Raspbian distro is Chrome. Oop, I see a mouse. There's your nice road there. So, pretty cool. Now, the first thing you want to do is hit the Start menu. I'm going to go ahead and zoom up here. So, you're going to hit that little raspberry in the upper left-hand corner. Go to Preferences. And then you want to go to Configure Raspberry. Configure, and you get this menu here. You want to go to Localization, and you want to set your localization. See, it says Great Britain for country. I'm not in Great Britain, although it's a nice place. I gotta select US here, and we'll hit OK. Then we gotta select time zone, and America. Location. I see Adak, Alaska, Antigua. I guess New York is in the correct time zone, so maybe if I just select New York for me, you will select whatever city is close to you. Not actually near New York, but I know it's in the same time zone. And that's what's important. Keyboard should be English. And then you got to select the variant here. So, English, US. English, US. It had Spanish there. Oh, what's going on with your distro? Okay. So I got the correct keyboard. Then you got to select Wi-Fi, because different countries allow you to operate on different frequencies. So it's important that you select it, or you might have some issues. So I got to select the right country. See, these are the problems with distro. It's important to talk about it. The most important thing about this video is just go over these little things. Now, once you change the Wi-Fi country, it's probably going to require a reboot. Yep. Okay, we booted up to the boot menu. If you don't press anything, it's going to start up automatically whichever the last operating system you were in. Alright, the next thing I want to do is talk about another problem that I encountered, and that is YouTube in the browser. So I'm going to go ahead in the upper left hand corner here and select the browser icon. You can see it's thinking. And the problem that I was having is if I went to YouTube, I would get an SSL error. So I'm going to go to youtube.com. And there you go. This is what's happening. It's a known bug. And what you have to do to fix this is come up here and type in, let me get you zoomed in here. You want to type in Chrome / and then flags, the word flags. Alright? And you're going to get all these internal settings that are in the Chrome. You can do this with any Chrome browser, whether it's in Linux, Windows, Mac, whatever. And then we're going to have to scroll down until we find a specific setting Scrolling down, it's about 2/3 down if I remember right. Alright, there we go. Yeah, about 2/3, 3/4. There is a setting called maximum TLS. And you want to change it from default to 1.2. And now you have to relaunch your browser. Now once you do this, YouTube will work. LFM. LFM. Any of you know what LFM means? I'm not going to say it. Think to yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Anyway, there you go. YouTube now works. Alright, I'm going to close the browser. I'm going to just show you around just a little bit. Up here you can see your Bluetooth, and you have your network stuff here. If you double click this, you could see all the different access points in your area. Hopefully you got one in your house. You could, turn your Wi-Fi on, select one of those. I noticed that it's only 2.4 gigahertz. This is I was expecting, because it advertised 802.11n, so I kind of assumed it had both bands, 2.4 and 5. It only has 2.4, at least, unless mine is broke or something. Feel free to leave a comment below if your experience is different. Yes, you have a regular terminal up there. When you have Wolfram and a whole bunch of programming environments. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in back up here again. So if you go to programming, you can see all these different environments. Again, if you're a up-and-coming budding developer programming, you have all these different environments out of the box. Really cool, very cheap. If you want to do office work, you have LibreOffice, all the different things. I'll go ahead and kick off Writer so you can see it. The first time you open this up, sorry about my computer here. The first time you open this up, it does take a little bit longer than after. Like, I'm going to go ahead and close this real quick, and then I'll open it again, and you can see that after you open it, and I guess it's doing some configuration the first time it opens. But you can see it is pretty snappy. It comes right up, types real fast, works really good. It's a Microsoft Office equivalent, but it's free. It's pretty good. What other fun things do we have up here? I'll zoom in again. We have some games prepackaged. You have Minecraft Pi, Python games, and you have your accessories, all these things. For developers, calculators can be important. As a co-worker was letting me know today. What else? You have help, preferences. You get in here and tweak different things. Run and shut down. And you got your file manager here. You can open that up. See? Really good. If you want to download additional things, if there's something here that you desire that's not pre-packaged, you could go to preferences and do add remove software, and you could go through and find something maybe that's not there that you wanted. Pretty cool. I'm not gonna go through all this stuff. So that is Raspbian in a nutshell, trying to go over it as quickly as possible. And the next thing we'll go ahead and try is that Kodi. And Libre Elect, kind of a weird name, but it is a Kodi based distribution. Those of you who know the media center world, Kodi's probably the most popular. And really, I wasn't even going to review this, but questions that come up about running it on the Raspberry Pi, whether it was good or not, and I initially said you could do better just getting an Android device, an Android desktop device, such as I got this Nexus Google guy Puck early on a long time ago. But the new devices that you could get, the new ones like the Mi Box and other ones, G Box, or whatever they want to call them, whenever while you're watching this video or out, they're 4K, and they got 5 gigahertz as well as 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which the Raspberry Pi does not. So those two things alone might be a good reason why not to recommend the current version of the Raspberry Pi. Anyway, with that said, here it is. See, you're running Kodi here. There's the word Kodi. It runs well. It runs well. If that's something that you want to do with this, it will work. I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm not going to make a detailed video about this, but let's go ahead and hit YouTube and see if that works. Go to my channel. I want to avoid or get in trouble by playing someone else's video, so I'm going to go ahead and play part 1 of Raspberry Pi 3. Welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. You're not going to believe this. GearBest has the Raspberry Pi. So you can see there it's not stuttering, it's playing well. I'll go ahead and stop it. Like, subscribe, click the bell, please. You know the deal, whatever you hoops. So I loaded all these add-ons, works very nice. I've played videos, I've listened to music, I've accessed my NAS, my network attached storage, played some music to it. It all works well. So there you go. Kodi Media Center does work on the Raspberry Pi perfectly fine. Here's my little weather app. There's like little apps you could install on there. Looks like I'm going to be getting some rain here this weekend, of course. But pretty nice. I do have one review related comment to the Kodi OS. It's the setup is not as easy as, let's say, a normal set-top Android based box. It is things that don't make sense as you go into one part of the settings. See, there's like a gear up here. I don't know. There you go. See, it was a gear up there, and it brings this up. And you go into like system settings here to set up an NTP server, which is network time, so it can automatically do time. You have to go look up an NTP server online and enter instead of it having some logical choices already preoccupied. Also, then you got to go into, I think it was this guy here, to go ahead and actually set the time zone. Why would you have NTP time in one place and setting time zone in another? To me, it's kind of scattered. So there's a learning curve, a much bigger learning curve than a desktop box, and that's my rationale and my reasoning behind recommending another. However, if you were already planning on getting one of these, and you were also in your mind thinking about getting a media center, just get this, because it can do both. Unless 4K is really that important, because it does work. I'll tell you, it does work well. There's a lot of people on the internet that will tell you the same thing. It does work. One thing that doesn't do well playing videos, when I was in Raspbian, Pixel OS, whatever, when I went to YouTube.com and tried to stream video there in that desktop environment, it didn't do video well. But in Kodi, it seems to do better, so it's a more optimized OS for streaming video and audio and media stuff. Don't know why, probably because a lot of resources are going to presenting the desktop environment in Raspbian, where in Kodi it's all about streaming that video and media to you. You know what I mean? So do I recommend it? Oh yes, absolutely, I do recommend this. With everything I got, I recommend it. And I did provide a link and a code where you can get this for 35 bucks off of GearBest. I can't believe that GearBest carries this. It's freaking awesome. They're great. They're fun. If you're somebody who wants to learn programming and developing, or maybe making robots, or just doing stuff, creating or whatever, this is a way to do it cheaply. You buy this, you have to get the power supply separate. You can either get the 6-in-1 kit that I provided a link in the description box below, or you can get it for a couple $, separate. GearBest got it all. Cases, there are all kinds of different cases available. Some cases that they have actually have a cutout where you could have the display, a little display put into it, so if you're making some sort of box, you know, to do stuff, you don't have to attach a big display. The things you can make are limitless. They really are. It's really, really cool, and I'm glad that it's available. We live in a absolutely wondrous time. It's great time to be alive. Alright, well thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day or evening. Take care. Bye.